YouTube, what's going on, man? Today we're gonna be doing our first ever book review, bruh. And we're gonna be doing over The Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ DeMarco. And this is probably the best book that I've ever read in my life. It really changed my mindset on the whole working a 9 to 5, living paycheck to paycheck, and really creating a system on how to really build your brand and build something that will pay you without having to work at it every day, 24/7. So sit back, stay tuned, grab a pen and pad, because today I'm gonna go over 5 points in this book that I personally took from this book, and hopefully you'll gain something from watching this video. The three main concepts in this book is the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. And starting off, we're gonna be talking about the sidewalk. All right, so now we got the sidewalk. The sidewalk is basically somebody who is living like paycheck to paycheck. They have no financial control over what they're doing. Like, they're just like a person who they're not really wise with their money. And a perfect example of this is somebody who probably makes like $55,000 a year, but it's also $55,000 in debt on credit cards. And another example of this is someone who gets a raise immediately and they go buy a brand new apartment, or they go get the brand new car. It's just somebody who's not very responsible with money, who really just lives like paycheck to paycheck basis. That's somebody who in the book is a sidewalker. A slow lane is probably somebody who you would think of as their typical 9 to 5 worker, somebody who has a pretty good job, but they invest most of their money into a 401k or into index funds, and ultimately they'll get rich, but they'll be able to enjoy their money when they're old, probably like 65, 70. So they put all their money and all their time into a 401k or an index fund. Forgive me because I'm looking down at my notes, but a perfect example of this is, of course, a person maxing out a 401k, or a doctor or a lawyer who is tied to hours of work, and the only way they make money is if they work. So it's really like your 9 to 5 worker. Just think of like the slow laner is somebody who's your 9 to 5 worker, and they put all their money in the paycheck. They're just going to work, punching the clock, and putting all their money into a paycheck. I mean, not paycheck, a 401k. So that's basically like what y'all want to think when it comes to a slow laner. A fast laner is basically somebody who builds a business that solves problems, grows quickly, and creates value. And a perfect example of this is somebody who launches an e-commerce brand that ships worldwide with automated fulfillment. Like, just think about that. E-commerce brand that ships worldwide and has automated fulfillment. And another example of this is literally the book itself. MJ DeMarco, that's a fast lane. The book is a fast lane tool. He's making money off selling a book he probably wrote 5 to 10 years ago, and is still making money. And the book doesn't need him. It's working without him. He's making money without him doing anything. And like, this is what a fast lane is: somebody who just creates a system, bro, that just provides value, does everything I just said, bro. Like, that's the whole point of being a fast laner, bro. Literally, the whole purpose of this book is to show you the 3 type of people there are, and to basically get your mind to realize how a fast laner really works, what a fast laner really is, and how you too can become a fast laner. So I just want to identify those 3 things and show you what a fast laner really is, because that's the whole purpose of this book, to show you. It goes over those 3 things, but the whole purpose is the millionaire fast lane, to show you how to get in the fast lane and become a millionaire. And just a disclaimer, the title may be kind of like, don't take the title literally. Like, the fast lane is like 5 years at the minimum. That's fast and creating a millionaire, basically. So that's what it's saying. Like, the millionaire fast lane is like, that's really fast creating a business in 5 years. All right, this brings me to our second point. And our second point is time is the real currency. And in my notes, I have money buys freedom, but time is the ultimate wealth. If you think about it, bro, money really does buy freedom. The reason people go to work is to have freedom. That's why you work, to get money. And the reason we get money is because we want to be able to do the things we want to do. And what is that? Freedom. And the next thing I have in my notes, the slow lane trades decades for habitual comfort, and the fast lane trades effort now for freedom later. So the slow lane is you doing all this just to be comfortable right now, and later you're doing this for decades, and later on you'll be comfortable. But if you want to get in the fast lane, you put all the effort in up front, everything you put in up front, and you can live freedom later. So really going hard, like while you're young, where you first start a business, and putting all you have into that while you're young. You know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta really think, bro. Like, the reason people work is to make money. And why do we need money? We need money as well to survive. We need money as well to do anything. If you have money, you can have all the time in the world. Money buys time, and time is freedom. That's the whole point of it. That's literally, time is the real currency. That's what you want in life. But money helps you get there. You want money and time. You have more money, you get more time. You know what I mean? So that's the whole, that was the main point. That's the first of the main points. Time is the real currency. Next, we have the commandments of the fast lane. And the commandments of the fast lane are needs, entry, control, scale, and time. First, we're gonna go over need. Your product must solve a real problem. So whatever you're doing, whatever you're creating, it has to solve a real problem. It has to be a need for it. So an example of this would be content creators in a certain niche, brand owners, whether it's a coffee, whether it's a clothing brand. It has to be a need for it. You don't want to get into something that doesn't have a need for it. Next, we have entry. And basically what that's saying is, the harder it is to get into a certain business or create a certain product, the less competition it is. So that's a good thing. If it's hard to get into what you're getting into, that's a good thing, because the harder it is to get into, the less competition it is. Next, we have control. Don't rely on others. You don't want to leave your control of your business or your product just up to one person or one client or one platform. You want to be able to affect multiple people and be on multiple platforms. You want to be in control of your business, and you don't have to rely on anybody else when it comes to your business, funding your business, putting your business out there, or anything like that. Next, we have scale. And basically this is like, can what you're doing reach thousands or millions of billions of dollars without you having to work a crazy amount of hours? It's basically being able to scale without having to put as much effort in as one may think you would. Just a scalable business. Next, we have time. The business should eventually, the whole point of creating a business and a fast lane business is to eventually have the business run without you, to be like fully automated. You not have to do as much as you did to start, to be able to just sit back and dust your hands and be like, just collect the check, basically. And of course, you still have to put effort into the business, but the main thing is you want to be able to have as much time on your hands as possible. The business shouldn't just be relying on you. The business shouldn't sink or swim depending upon you. You should be in control of it and all that, but the business should get to a point where it doesn't have to depend on you. But yeah, those are the commandments of the fast lane. Need, entry, control, scale, and time. Remember those. Take those notes. Need, entry, control, scale, and time. Just take those in. That was some game right there. Now, take that what you want. This is a banger. Now, the third point I'm going to bring up is getting out the mindset of being a consumer and getting more into the mindset of becoming a producer. Because if you really sit back and think about it, all the people in the world who are millionaires, who have money of some type, they're either athletes, someone who inherited something, or business owners. And I saw a graph where it said like 75% of millionaires in the world are business owners. And you know what all those people do? They're not consumers, they're producers. They produce a product, a good, a service, or something of that magnitude and give it to somebody and charge at the price they want. I think the problem with a lot of people is they want to be consumers. They just want to take. I want to get this, I want to get this, I want to get this. Instead of producing something that could eventually like bring you wealth or bring you to a point where you don't have to work anymore. Like, you have to be a producer to be a millionaire in this world. Unless you want to be an athlete, or unless you have a talent that nobody else has, or you get an inheritance and your parents are filthy rich, you have got to be a producer and not a consumer. You can't be a consumer. You can't consume. You have to produce something to become a millionaire if you're not in one of the things I just said. Next thing in the book that MJ DeMarco talks about is basically the law of affection. If you don't know what the law of affection is, it's basically saying however many people you affect, the money will follow. So if you're affecting 50 people, you might make $50. If you're affecting 1,000 people, you'll make $1,000. But if you're affecting 1 million people, you're bound to make $1 million. Now, it might not all come at once, but just think, if you're affecting 1 million people, millions are gonna come behind you. Like, you have to affect millions to make millions. Now, I don't think that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, of course, you gotta be a producer, but you have to affect millions to make millions. Think about the people who in the world are millionaires. They're affecting millions. Like, the law of affection is real. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to affect millions. You have to have a direct impact on millions, literally. All right, y'all. Lastly, this was probably one of my favorite parts of the whole book. It was a parable, bro, and it's the parable of the fast lane. And I'm gonna be reading off my computer, like I said, but just stick with me. So the parable of the fast lane is basically a pharaoh who was rich in like the ancient Egyptian times, and he tells his twin nephews Azur and Chuma to build a pyramid, and the first to finish becomes the king. So Azur, he starts immediately. He starts hauling heavy stones. He starts working nonstop, working as hard as he can, working day and night, while Chuma, on the other hand, disappears into a barn. He builds something unseen, and he doesn't lay any stone for years. Like, mind you, Azur is doing all this over the course of years, working hard, putting stone by stone, brick by brick. And Chuma just in the barn, just chilling, laying back, not doing anything. Okay, cool. So year one check-in, Azur, he has like a small foundation, you feel me? And Chuma has nothing at all. And people think Chuma is lazy. And rightfully so. If you don't know the story, you would think Chuma is lazy too, right? Stick with me. So then it comes the whole reveal. Chuma unveils a machine that moves stones 30 times faster than the human effort. So while Azur is putting the stones down brick by brick by brick, Chuma spent all that time creating a plan, creating some type of machine that will help him lay the bricks down 30 times faster than a human possibly can. You see where I'm going with this? Okay. The acceleration, while Azur hauls each stone manually, Chuma's system stacks them effortlessly. Chuma's out there not breaking a sweat. He's just chilling, using his machine to put the stones down, while Azur, he's straightening his back, picking up everything, putting the stone in place, each stone by each stone by each stone by each stone. And what do you think the outcome was? Chuma built the pyramid faster than Azur, and guess what? Chuma became king. And sadly, what happened to Azur? He died trying to build the pyramid. And the whole point of that story is, if y'all don't get anything else from this video, bro, you have got to create a vehicle, a system, or something that will scale you and that will build you something that you don't have to work. The analogy between that is a bit. The Chuma, he built the business, and Azur, that's like a 9 to 5 or working 40 hours a week working for somebody. Chuma made the machine or system work for him. Azur is working the stone. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to build a business that will accelerate the time, accelerate what you're trying to do, and get you to where you want to get faster. That's the whole point of this book. That parable was so powerful in my life. It really showed me, like, bro, like, a lot of people are really out in this world placing stones down to get a pyramid. And the pyramid, think about that as $1 million. People are placing down brick by brick by brick to get $1 million. When all you have to do is make a machine, and you can 30 times the time it takes to put a brick down, and just go and get a machine. And next thing you know, in a couple years, you'll be a millionaire. So if y'all say nothing from this book, remember that parable of the fast lane, bro. That is so powerful, bro, and a great analogy for my visual learners or my auditory learners. Like, bro, that's insane. Like, just really think about that, bro. I hope you all gained something from this, bro. The video, I did my best on it. You know, I'm just still getting started into this whole YouTube stuff, bro. But this book right here, The Millionaire Fast Lane, bro, if you're in your 9 to 5, working, trying to figure out how I can get some money in your dream, you have dreams, goals, aspirations to become a millionaire, bro, this is the perfect book to read, bro. It will get you out of that crab in the bucket mentality, that one-way thinking of how to get money, and really elevate your thinking to realize, like, I have to create a system or a machine to project me or propel me where I want to go, bro. So this book by MJ DeMarco, The Millionaire Fast Lane, is a 10 out of 10 book, bro. I really hope you all enjoyed the video and gained some knowledge from this and took some away from this, bro. Like, comment, subscribe, bro. I'm gonna do this more often, bro. You all know I'm a reader type of guy. I love reading, bro, especially about self-help books. But yeah, bro, I hope you all enjoyed this video, bro, and I'm gone. Yeah!